Morning. So yesterday we played a Kassandra, Puresteel Paladin, Fervent Champion, like Boros equipment aggro deck, and our first draft went pretty dang well. We 4-1'd. The Dragonfire Blade plus Fervent Champion was really powerful, especially when backed up by Steel Cutter. Using Puresteel Paladin as a card advantage engine was awesome. And the card I was kind of the most impressed by, or like shockingly impressed by, was Kassandra. Kassandra, I told this story yesterday, but in consulting, okay, it looks like Magic Online is crashing. Let me restart it. During development, I consulted on Assassin's Creed, and they nerfed Spear of Leonidas from when I saw it. When I saw it, it was 2 mana. It was actually Boros colors. And I think it also had a better mode, but I've been struggling to remember I feel like there was a small difference on the text. Maybe it's been a long time, so I might be misremembering. But I was really disappointed that they nerfed Spear from 2 to 3 mana, where I was so excited to just go champ, draw a spear, cast a spear. I thought that was pretty exciting. And so I was always disappointed about that I was kind of expecting to get to do this. And then they nerfed it, and I'm like, oh, dang it. Well, this deck doesn't really come together. But Kassandra has just been, like, way, way better than I expected. So the first thing is that it's something I don't know how I even missed this, but I mean it's got a lot of text. But you can, if Spear of Leonidas is in your hand, you can still play Kassandra and put it into play. Some people didn't even realize that Kassandra put Spear of Leonidas into play. They thought it put it into your hand, which is obviously like kind of the main reason why it's good. Another thing too is Revelation. It's like a seasoned Pyromancer. If you don't have any cards in your hand, you still get to draw the 2 cards. And with Kassandra, I also like just like the double strike on the Spear of Leonidas plays so well with Kassandra's ability. When a creature you control with a legendary equipment attached to it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. You also have Shadowspear as another legendary equipment. So Kassandra played really well yesterday, and some other people have played Steel Cutter in the Hammer Shell, and like of course Steel Cutter is a new modern staple, and it's really strong, and it's equipment. It goes in the stack. But what's really cool about both Steel Cutter and Kassandra is this gives you like a really cohesive plan B. This gives you a really cohesive plan B that's also an aggro plan. So like we've trophied with Hammer with Brightglass Gearhulk, where Brightglass Gearhulk is this really big, grindy card that like can tutor all of your pieces and kill your opponent. But the thing is, it's kind of slow. And so the fact that Kassandra and Cori-Steel Cutter are very aggressive is awesome, so you just get to keep facilitating your aggro game plan and attack from a lot of angles. Now, Dragonfire Blade is still in the deck. You might have expected for this card to get cut with the exclusion of Fervent Champion from yesterday, but Dragonfire Blade is so sick here, where this is kind of your blacksmith skill or your protection spell, especially when you have a Sigarda's Aid or a Forge Anew in play, where you just have the ability to respond to removal spells by instant speed Dragonfire Blade to give protection. And in addition to that, it's a cheap artifact for Mox Opal, of course. It draws cards with Puresteel Paladin. It gets equipped to Esper Sentinel, just makes Sentinels really strong. It makes your double strike off Spear a lot more powerful. It's just a pretty good card. Like, it's a much more versatile card than something like a blacksmith skill would be, while occupying that slot and contributing to Metalcraft. So I'm really happy with Dragonfire Blade. I even wanted to play a 4th copy, although I think the first Drum, the first Forge Anew, 3rd Kassandra's better. I also yesterday I tried 4 Kassandras. I think 4 might be right, where the thing is, if you just draw multiple Kassandras, you can loot them away with this ability a lot of the time. So it's like not that big a deal to draw multiple Kassandras, but I ended up waiting to play the first Forge Anew instead, so I could have those like instant speed hexproof tricks with Dragonfire Blade. We're also playing some Sanctifiers now in the sideboard for the Prowess Boros matchups, and of course these have some nice splash damage against some graveyard decks. And we're also getting a Welding Jar in against some of the Shatter effects. Why Bauble instead of Ornithopter? You gotta draw cards and trigger Prowess in your Steel Cutter deck. This deck certainly has the Hammer package, but unlike other Hammer builds, we are not all in on the strategy, and so I think it's a lot more important to keep drawing cards for Steel Cutter and to trigger Prowess for Steel Cutter. Also, We're really creature heavy compared to some other like classic hammer lists, right? Where like Steel Cutter is extra creatures, Kassandra is extra creatures compared to more traditional. Like if you could think of hammer from like 2 years ago, a year ago, whenever the deck was popular, it's like you have maybe Ornithopter over Steel Cutter, but like your creature count overall is like 3 less than what we have now if you count Steel Cutter as a creature, and Steel Cutter is even like a lot of creatures too, so it's kind of weird. Mulliganing this. So this is already a 6-card mulligan. Look away for 2 seconds and Titan trashes us. Well, stop looking away. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to keep this on 6 on the play. It's obviously a very weird hand. That folds really hard to a turn 1 removal spell, but I think I'd like, at least this is a fun keep instead of going to 5. Can't crack a Bauble. Okay. Well, maybe not the most representative game here. So we're basically on a mull to 5 anyways, because we lost the Mox Opal. We do get to draw 3 new cards. Urza Saga being one of them definitely can help a lot. There's a Drum, a Plains, and a Sacred Foundry. We'll play the Drum. If this hand was like a 7 and we saw the Stoneforge Mystic too to rebuild, that would be so nice. Excellent keep. I mean, I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but I think at the blind it was fine. It was fun at the very least. So turn to a Johnny. Might be right to play out a hammer because of Puresteel Paladin or Kassandra, so we have Metalcraft. Although, I mean, it's just when we kept the 0 lander, and then our Paladin died. That was almost the end of the game. All right, to game 2. So I'm going to bring in the Needle again. I'm going to bring in the Jar. I'm going to bring in the Portable Holes. I want to keep in the Dragonfire Blades. Yeah, maybe it's okay just to go down on the Baubles. I think, again, I'm not going to bring in the Sanctifiers, and I'm not sure about that. They just don't attack very well. And also, just the more I think about it, the more I think this matchup doesn't care much about Flage, but I do really want these for prowess still. Does Kassandra make for a good commander? She probably makes for a fine commander. Although, I guess shuffling your deck for a Spear of Leonidas every single game on like turn 2 or turn 3 is... maybe that's annoying. I think you need to cut 4 Bauble and play 4 on top. That's feedback other people have given. My counterpoint to this has been that Bauble is much better in Steel Cutter decks where it triggers prowess and it gives you a steady stream of spells to continue to make tokens. And that Ornithopter plays quite poorly with Steel Cutter. And I would even say that the main feature of this deck is that you don't have to play Ornithopter in your deck almost. Is that you have a lot of like cohesive plan Bs that are aggressive and fast that don't involve Colossus Hammer. You have the Steel Cutter lines, you have the Kassandra lines, you have Dragonfire on Esper Sentinel, you have Urza Saga. You have a lot of fast pressure that doesn't involve it, and I think getting to not play Ornithopter is like in a big way a big feature of this list in my opinion. But Ornithopter is also a good card, so I don't dispute that. I'm going to keep this. I do think Sentinel is pretty good against them. Like, if they kill it in turn 1, we get to draw a card, and it's going to really tax their removal spells in general. We also just have Sigarda's 8 Hammer, which, like, we have some big high rolls here. Hard matchup to mulligan in, just all that. Ding, ding, ding. Tuesday with the 21 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Another nice hand. We're going to keep this 7 on the draw. My opponent is the one to mulligan this time. Was the Fervent Champion list not performing that well? No, it was performing well. And I think this is sometimes where people get lost in the sauce. And I don't know, maybe this is what sets me apart from other people. But like, I feel like I played more of the Fervent Champion list off stream last night, and it was still pretty good. But it's like, I wasn't very excited about the changes I made. Like, I was playing... I tested the 4th Kassandra, and there was like the changes were really small, so I didn't think it was like that exciting to play that version on stream today. And then I'm gonna get a Steel Cutter here, so if they kill my Stoneforge, you can just go Steel Cutter, Hammer, Trample Haste. Also good if they flip the Ajani, kill my Stoneforge, I can kill the Ajani. Yeah, I wasn't that excited about just playing the same list with some small changes, and then I played the Hammer build, and I do think the Hammer build is better. I do think that this build is better. I think this game is actually, right now that we're watching, a great example of that thought, where our chances to win this against this flipped Ajani as the Fervent Champion version is just kind of close to 0. Although maybe we still would have drawn this portable hole. So I guess the question is, do I play it safe and portable hole, like bombardment and attack Ajani? Or do I portable hole the Ajani and just attack them, or attack no one? Do I put a hammer and attack Ajani? That's really bad against Galvanic Discharge. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for like the 1-shot kill next turn with maybe Shadowspear too. And they did have the Galvanic Discharge, so this worked out well. So they're gonna have 3 cards in their hand after they untap. Where we actually, we're not even cold to Blood Moon. They just kind of die if they play a Blood Moon. Great. So in my upkeep, before this Saga comes down, we get to go Hammer. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh, I didn't hold priority. I guess it's actually... No, it's... I messed up again, actually. If I had played this off the Saga, I could have gone Puresteel Paladin equip. Of course, they just do this. Sorry. Got a little ahead of myself here. Gonna try to collect myself a bit. Yeah, I can actually just still win. So I go Mox Opal, white, and then I just move all of these onto the Paladin. Definitely should have taken some more time thinking. I just thought they were just easily dead there, but then I forgot to hold priority and then didn't think about tapping the Saga. But yeah, then it ended up looking very elegant. So I don't know, like you look at that game and you think about the Fervent Champion build and like playing Fervent Champion in the Lava Dark Goblin Bombardment format. As much as we all love Javier, to me it just does seem worse than playing this playing this version. And Kassandra was great all day yesterday too, so for me, Kassandra doesn't have a lot more to prove, but she maybe has some convincing to do for y'all. But for me, I'm very convinced on Kassandra at the moment. So if they want to pump this, that's going to give me a card. So I guess I need to ask myself... I'm doing this. I'm always doing this here. So if I draw any spell, I'm getting in for 13. I'm pretty likely to die on this backswing, but I just don't really feel like I'm afforded the luxury of leaving this back to block the Swift Spear. We're like somewhat likely to be dead, but yeah, it looks like they're leaving the Swift Spear back to block. They played nothing. Wow. Okay. I love Javier, but I'm pretty confident this is the better build. All right, I do think Kassandra is quite good. I do think she's not very good against Prowess, so this is a matchup where I've been cutting her. Just try to be mean, lean, and clean. Haven't been drawing Dragonfire Blade almost at all either. Any argument for Flare? If you feel like you're going to get meltdowned a lot, you can. The Welding Jar does like a little bit of a hedge against that. How would you build Prowess? I'm so skeptical of the Urges. I would play one Urge. Urge is really good, I think, but it's just not a card you can play more than one of, I think, in the main. You could sideboard a second to be faster in general. Like, even on the Channeler that doesn't have a mutagenic growth on it, it's plus 5 damage. And if you have a mutagenic growth, it's plus, what, like... plus 9 damage? It's just strong, I think. I'd say it's kind of close. I think I could keep on the play against Prowess and Mulligan on the draw. Keep this one. How is Splinter Band's Till Band when this exists? I know you're kind of in and out in Telebeam. You may not know. I actually think that that's a serious comment. You may not know, but they did unban Splinter Twin, and it's great. It's really powerful and good. It has a lot of tournament success, and don't fact check me on that. I think I'm gonna play this Sanctifier this turn. I was switching Flare more for the life total change. Yeah, I don't think that's as important, but it's kind of interesting. So 2 cards in exile, the Iteration and then this Bauble. Why not Drum, Opal, Sanctifier, Shadowspear? Drum, Opal, Sanctifier, Shadowspear. That might have been better. In general, like, I kind of hold these as long as I can for the Steel Cutter turns, but I think you're right with the Paladin. It's just a bit better to get your mana developed. Interesting attack with the Swift Spear. Like, obviously I'm going to block. I love Javier. This is the better build, I'm pretty sure. It's like we took the good elements from the build yesterday, and then we just oh wait, sorry, I forgot this is tapped. We took all the good elements from yesterday's build and we just made the deck faster and more powerful while still maintaining like these really cool plan Bs. It's going to be pretty tough for them to kill me here, and it's going to be pretty tough for them to survive. They have 2 cards in their hand. They right now have 8 points of power. They also can't Lava Dart, flashback. Should have moved Hammer to protect Paladin. I think I just disagree. Like why does protecting Paladin matter at all if I just have my Hammer on my Sanctifier en-Vec? And I might be missing something. There might be a reason to protect Paladin, but as far as I can tell, there is no reason to. Keeping this. The one from Standard? Oh, they play Gift the Top Fish card? Interesting. GG's, Tuzco. Graveyard of Force of Negation. I'm gonna go. This is also something that's like like, I don't know how obvious this is, but because we're not playing like the classic build, like you could just feel super comfortable playing Paladin Hammer here, because like the cards in my hand are so powerful and full of card advantage and full of resilience that I don't need to worry like if this gets fatal push. Like I just have double Steel Cutter here against Bora or against Dimir. Although we may not be able to trigger the Steel Cutter this next turn. Have to draw a 0. So I think with that being the case, we should play Stoneforge Mystic. And I think we're going to get a Dragonfire Blade. And hold it to trigger the Steel Cutter, of course. What do you think of these blue-white-red Narset decks that have been poking around the 5-0s and the challenges? Well, we were working really hard on Narset at the beginning of the set's release. I think that they're kind of behind me a little bit, and I just mean that to say like Narset was like one of the first cards we played. It was like a big breakout card. We had the Narset Ascendancy list, and it took players a long time to start playing the Narset in the build. Like it was just a long time that they were not playing Narset, but they were playing Ascendancy, and then like last week they were playing 1 Narset. I'm like, you should play 3 Narsets. This week it seems like they're playing 2 Narsets, and hopefully soon they'll start playing the full 3 Narsets because Narsets are very good. So that's kind of where I'm hoping to see. Obviously this draw is very strong. The Sunbaked Canyon is pretty bad too, not letting me like take an extra turn to develop a little bit. So I can't tap the Sunbaked Canyon. I've seen lists floating around this week with 3 Narset. One City. I think for me, I would be playing like 3-2 or 3-3. Oh, dude, their last card is Bowmaster. Okay, that's gonna be a tough card to beat. So I'll say this also. I want to play Just Guide Narset tomorrow in the challenge. My goal tonight for off-stream testing is to just really spend tonight tuning those builds and figuring out a 75 that I really like. I think I want to bring in a Needle for explosives, which I've been seeing more and more often. Although, I don't know, if they just don't have the explosives, this is pretty dead. It's probably still fine. You could also name Tamio or Kaito. Keeping these in. Yeah, I know the difference, Squeeze, but I'm gonna be spending some time working on the list and hopefully play it tomorrow, although I might play this tomorrow instead. Okay, I have to mulligan to 5, unfortunately. Though a pretty good mull to 5. I'm going to put back a hammer and a land, I think. What's the logic for moving Javier? I love Javier, and I thought that build was... like we obviously did well yesterday, but it is the Lava Dart Goblin Bombardment format. It's not exactly a super cohesive to Javier environment. Yeah, you could play Paradise Mantle over Drum. I think I'm not a fan. I understand the implications, though. Saga's a great draw here. Mull to 5. Could you play Mantle over Bauble? I'm telling you, but you should not cut Bauble. You can trim them post board, but you're a Cori-Steel Cutter Mox Opal deck. Your Baubles are really good. Like Bauble is a card that triggers Steel Cutter and it gives you more action for Steel Cutters, and that's great. Oh, dude, Steel Cutter's so good. We're just like equal on cards now after our mull to 5. And if they tap out, we might just Paladin them for lethal. Although if they play a Harbinger, it's pretty rough here. But yeah, it's like your Baubles are just really good in this deck, and Paradise Mantle is not a very good card. And I'll say this also: a big selling point of this archetype is, of course, that you have a wide range of good draws. You have draws that are Steel Cutter draws, Kassandra draws, Saga draws, Sentinel, Dragonfire Blade, and I think you want to maintain that good density of draws. Okay, so if I move these here, this is the most damage. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put them to 1 or have the Murktide chump. And then if I put them to 1 and I have 2 tokens, that's pretty good. I've been playing quite a bit of the Saga starts deck. I highly recommend at least 2 Flage in the sideboard so you can pivot more into grindy plan. Yeah, I think Flage is good. We've played Flage also. I'm gonna be really in the kitchen tonight. I think I'll be doing that even if I decide not to play the Ascendancy deck tomorrow, and that can be like the deck we play this in the challenge. We play Narset in like the leagues or something. Dragonfire Blade might have been better, but I mean, it doesn't seem like they have a fatal push. Should have moved Hammer to a token. Yes, I think in this spot we should have. Interesting. So I could go Drum into Hammer, which is -1 damage. Because I have to tap a monk token. Although I guess I just tap the paladin. Which is still, I guess, -2 damage. But it might -2 anyways. Oh, the paladin would have died to damage. Right. Okay, so would not have been correct to move there, although of course it's a complicated deck. No, it's +1 because prowess. Okay, so I guess is it equal actually? So I lost 2 from the this, and I got an extra from the monk tokens, but maybe it was actually equal. Yeah, this is a mold to 5. Okay, going to game 3. Could have moved a Cutter to. Yeah, we could have moved a Cutter. Have I missed Giver of Runes at all? No. Dragonfire Blade is our protection spell. We've basically not drawn it today, which is kind of crazy. Only like once or twice. But Dragonfire Blade is like instant speed protection. It is equipable protection. It's really good on an Esper Sentinel. It draws cards for Puresteel Paladin. It's a cheap artifact for Mox Opal. It equips to only 2 on Kassandra. Like Dragonfire Blade is that spot. I'd actually really like to play a 4th copy. But I think I want to play all my other flex spots over it instead. I think I have to keep this on the draw against Dimir. It's a hard matchup to mulligan in. Having turn 1 Sigarda's 8 is really good. We have got Mox Opal online. And then we obviously have 2 Baubles to draw into some action. I'll certainly agree that a second Mox Opal is not a very good first draw here. I want to go ahead and crack both of these main because of Bowmaster. Good to know about that snare. How is Dragonfire Blade instant speed protection with Sigarda's aid? Uh-oh. Sentinel's a good draw. Saga's a good draw. Kassandra's a good draw. Okay, I'm probably going to go end of turn Dragonfire Blade just so I can have Metalcraft online. Is it wild to consider a Shram or 2? Yeah, I mean, that card doesn't really do much besides cantrip. I don't know. Like, it could draw some cards, but, like, I don't think that card is very good here now. So 2 on the top, so probably not missing their land drop. Okay, so they scry 2 on the top, and then they do miss their land drop. I don't know what to make of that. Okay, a little bit punished, but not going to be that big a deal. Outmaneuvered. It's also instant speed protection with Forge Anew. You can instant speed equip it instant speed there. We We know they've got a spell snare. It's kind of just not a problem. They gave me a card? Okay, obviously it's a little bit of a problem, but... Oh, my Forge Anew stays in play, that's right. It's interesting. Do I cash this Mox Opal in for 1 damage? I think I'd rather have it be 2 damage next turn. That's just math. Also, yeah, the push is pretty likely after they don't pay for Sentinel. So they got 5 cards in their hand. Maybe this is like their Murktide turn. Frog, kind of similar, right? Obviously. Okay, so let's lead on the Sentinel. So if they play any kind of interaction, we're gonna get to draw a card. Trigger Prowess. Cast a Hammer. What will I do if they have 3rd Fatal Push here? It's crazy that it took me like 5 or 6 weeks to start playing Dragonfire Blade, but this card is just so good. They have a Dismember. Yeah, just hexproof. Let's get a trophy prediction. Okay, we drew Kassandra, but only a 1-lander, so a mulligan. My opponent's on a mull to 6. I'm also at the moment on a mull to 6. I think I'll keep. Sentinel's pretty good. Would mulligan this if it was 7, though. Yeah, Gretchen's pretty old tech for the Titan deck. I mean, it's fine. It's been around for years, though. On the draw against Boros, with admittedly not a very strong hand. Yeah, like I said this earlier, like I think like one of the biggest reviews for this deck is that you don't play Ornithopter, and that your deck just has a really big range of keepable non-hammer hands. Because this is one of the biggest problems with hammer as an archetype historically, is that your deck, if you're not putting hammers on things, doesn't do much. This deck has Sentinel, Steel Cutter, Kassandra, Urza Saga, Dragonfire Blade, and also because you have this really cohesive plan, you can just play out Paladins like so comfortably, which is very, very nice. Now I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to get a Steel Cutter instead of a hammer. I know I have Forge Anew in my hand, but just against Boros, having a steady stream of creatures is so important. So I think that's what we're gonna do here. Will you do some kind of review with Dragonstorm decks you brewed, as you do with MH3? Yeah, maybe. There's been a lot, and it's good to go over. I would love to do like one YouTube video a week in general, but it's just kind of hard to commit to that. But I would like to. So unsure if I should cast the Shadowspear or not. And use it not to block the Ajani there. So I guess we should block the Ajani. So the plan is to go Forge Anew, Shadowspear next turn, and then we can go Kassandra with Forge Anew in play to equip the Spear for 0 mana. My opponent has just surveilled a Flage into the yard, which complicates things. Was my Fervent Champion deck a hammer deck? No, it was not. Alright, let's take 2. Down to 12. Nice to have Shadowspear to allow us to gain a little bit of life. So they have a Steel Cutter. They have no energy in their pool, but they have a Guide of Souls. They've got 2 cards left in their hand also, and a Flage in the yard. They play an Arena of Glory, which is also scary. I draw a Sigarda's Aid. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play Sigarda's Aid. We're going to cast Kassandra now. I think I'm going to give double strike, although it might be right to make the horse here. We still get to draw one card, but we deal 2 less damage. So it's 1 less card, 1 less damage for a 3/2. Assuming that they don't block here. And I need to decide if I guess attacking with both is kind of bad. If they block with a Johnny, this goes down. They have 12. I've got 1 blocker. You kind of do need that second blocker. So yeah, we'll make the horse. Okay, so we draw a card from Kassandra. And now we can play Mox Opal, and we can hold up Shadowspear, which is a pretty nice trick. Kassandra is very powerful. I know we haven't drawn it a lot today. This is one card did this. One card put this into play, drew a card, made a horse for 3 mana. Kassandra is so good. Also, the Shadowspear, if something deals damage with that, we can draw a card. This is the first time Kassandra resolved the stream. No, we had Kassandra in round 1, and she was very good in round 1, and then I think we went like 4 matches without her. Okay, that's a good draw. It's a really good draw, actually, I'll say. Can I equip on my opponent's turn? Each of your turns now. So I thought I might want to attack with both, but I think it's just more important. It's more important that this gets double strike. I am only going to draw 2 cards here for whatever that's worth. They also probably get to flip the Ajani, which is going to have to be okay. I'm gonna get to gain 12 life. I could also kill them if I draw a hammer on the first draw here. Need to play Blade because I can't do it. Yeah, I'm planning on it. I'm just not trying to give them the information that I have the Blade before they make their blocks. Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 cards, gain 12 life. So I'm going to see if this first card is a hammer, which would be lethal. So Sigarda's Aid. Second card is a Urza Saga. It's not a bad one. Do I want to move something over? Moving something over comes at the cost of me removing a blocker. Right now, if they want to escape Flage, they either need to lose the Static Prison or play a fetch land. So let's say they have a fetch land, which is worst case scenario. They go Haste Flage, kill all of my blockers. They don't even hit me for that much damage. They don't even really hit me for that much damage. It might be good to make Kassandra hexproof from monocolored. But I think I'm just going to prioritize making them kill all of my creatures if they have the fetch land. Or sack the prison. Okay, so where do I want to put this Steel Cutter? Probably here, just to be a bit better against bombardments. Don't think they could still just kill all my creatures, but it is nice. Them killing all my creatures doesn't seem to really be very good. They'll just be dead on the backswing here. And the fact that we're just out grinding Boros, it's just so nice. And like, they're escaping Flage with a flip to Johnny and a Guide of Souls in play, and they're really behind. We die to exactly red land and Bolt. I'm not even sure we do. Because they have to kill all my blockers. So this is 12 from the Flage, 13, and then Bolt is only 16 damage, right? Yeah, and the fact that we're able to do this without a hammer is, like, so nice. I'm really thinking hammer is back, yo. I think we're back. Oh, they could jump, right? Okay, so if they, I mean, isn't that still, would that have been lethal? 8 plus, yeah, I think that's still only 17. I have a plains here. So I can haste a Saga token, maybe. Could draw a card. Right now, this is... I guess this is only 12 damage. Okay, but I can move this over, and it's 14. But they do live through that, actually. If I make a Saga token, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 power base. So I can go make Saga token... 2 mana equip, 2 mana equip, 0 mana equip. I would need to 0 mana equip the Dragonfire Blade. Oh, but I also have the Steel Cutter. That maybe I don't need the Shadowspear, I guess, if I just have... Yeah, this should be lethal, right? I also get to attack with the horse still. Okay, so I definitely need to go... The first equip ability you activate. Okay, so I have to do this first. So equip by playing 0. Oh, I don't get to attack with the horse. I think that's still fine. So we'll give this double strike. And then this gives this trample haste. We get in for 20. What does Kassandra add to the deck? Okay, go to game 2. Let's try this. What if we played Arena of Glory to give Kassandra double haste? Ooh. You know, sometimes I do see a red creature in Modern and it has haste. I'm like, oh, I could have given that with Arena of Glory. I wish it had a different keyword. Yeah, but it is kind of like we're not playing Lava Spur Boots because we have the Cutters and we have the Cassandras. We do have a lot of haste. There have been a couple times I've wanted a Boots, though. Well, let's keep this on the draw. If we draw Kassandra, you can put Spear into play from your hand, too. I feel like I'm missing something. Did you need to move the blade there? Could have attacked with both, giving trample. Well, in order to equip as many things as possible, I did need to, yeah. I did need to. It's a pretty good one. Has Trepanation Blade come up yet? So the league we played against Double Belcher, we didn't have it, and then we added it. We haven't played against Belcher again. You kept Kassandra. I thought you said she wasn't great against Boros. Yeah, I've been kind of pivoted back and forth. I don't think she is as good against Boros as she is against other grindy decks, but she was really good that game. So I think I can go down more on Baubles too. I think she's not. I think the main matchup I want to cut her in is against Prowess. But I have cut her against Boros a couple times. Obviously, I'm still figuring things out, but I'm very excited about Kassandra. That's an interesting draw. So I could just suit up and then have Cori-Steel Cutter, Portable Hole, Urza Saga as a backup. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any problems with this. They're going to block with the cat. I guess I could Portable Hole the Ajani instead of Dragonfire Blading, which is I think okay because like my Stoneforge doesn't die to Galvanic Discharge. It just dies to Static Prison, but they could just Static Prison the Hammer instead, anyways. So we're mostly just losing to Wrath the Skies, which is going to happen in this matchup, as it seems. Discard just a Voice of Victory. This doesn't bode very well for my hoping to dodge Wrath the Skies plan. Oh, whoa. Thank Clothis. It's pretty good too. Got lethal next turn. The sad part is that Kassandra has been telling us that she's good for months and nobody would believe her. Yeah, I should have just cast her before now, although I will say the combination of Dragonfire Blade, Cori-Steel Cutter, Mox Opal, certainly she's way better now than she ever could have been before. But I was just so sad that they nerfed Spear. I took the wind out of my sails, but I should have given it a try before this, for sure. Is Shram just wholly unnecessary? Yeah, I don't think that card would be good in this deck. Like, it would draw some cards sometimes, but I can't think of a single card that it would be better than in our list. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to remember to hold priority this time. They discard a Flage. They've got 2 cards in their hand. We need to dodge an instant speed removal spell. We even beat Stony Silence, which is pretty cool. Spear was better. Yeah, when I consulted on Assassin's Creed, and they might have just escaped the Flage. I consulted on Assassin's Creed, and Spear used to be 2 mana. And I did recommend, or I did say it would be kind of strong. But I thought they were going to keep it at 2 mana. They didn't. Okay, then they don't escape the Flage. Well, we don't really have another option here. But it does seem like they have the removal spell. If we had another creature, this line of Dragonfire Blade first would be kind of cool, because then we could put the hammer somewhere else. They do have the Thraben Charm, though. So, we're kind of dead, I guess. They've got the Flage, they've got this. I don't know what we could draw. Not really anything. Let's go to game 3. Just kind of had to dodge that last removal spell. Okay, so we're on to play. Hand's very, very good if we draw land, and still keepable. As is, I think. Sentinel's a card I like a lot against Boros. A Bauble's also good, for sure. Oh, Paladin wasn't out. Yeah, I guess I missed that. Wasn't clear that we were going to live, though. Okay, so let's name Goblin Bombardment. And I should probably be playing a 2-drop here. Steel Cutter lets me have Metalcraft if my Sentinel dies, which is pretty nice. But I think with Stoneforge also lets me do that if I just get a 1-drop. So I'll probably get Dragonfire Blade here. And I want to have a different creature to block the Ragavan. Probably getting Dragonfire Blade. Could get Shadowspear. Let's get the Blade. Yeah, Trepanation Blade is just for Belcher. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Would they actually keep him bombarded against the Hammer Steel Cutter deck? I definitely would if I were them. Having considered 2 Steel Shaper's Gift over 2 Dragonfire Blades to better enable Cori. I did play Steel Shaper's Gift. That was also in the Fervent Champion build. But I think that our deck wants to be a little bit more mana efficient. But Steel Shaper is pretty good with Cori, so it could be something to try some more of. Needle does not prevent escape on Flage. They give me the card. Thank you, opponent. It's very nice. They target the Sentinel, so presumably they are going to have another Static Prison, although this is pretty taxing on their energy. They do get Ragavan trigger. There's a couple cards that Ragavan's good with here. They flip over a Puresteel Paladin, which is nice for me because I really need to draw a land or a Bauble, or I guess if I draw a 1-drop, I can go Dragonfire Blade 1-drop. Oh, damn it. Okay, so I need to play the Blade. Sad top decks. I'm a little interested in Chainsaw. I just don't think that card's very good. Would I have gotten a Chainsaw here? Maybe. Ragavan exiles an Urza Saga, which is sad. Play a 3rd land. Okay, that's the best possible 3-drop for us, I think. 5. They don't have Kitty's Blessing to copy the treasure either. So big draw for us. They don't have the bombardment or the discharge, which is really good. They're going to go down to 0 energy. It doesn't seem like their hand is super strong, but obviously I've been a little mana screwed here. So hopefully the rest of their hand is kind of weak. Yeah, we're too color intensive for Ink Moth, in my opinion. So what does this attack mean? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it means that they have Seasoned Pyromancer and they're trying to copy the tokens, so I'm going to block the Ocelot Pride. Ragavan flips over a Sigarda's Aid. have 5 life. They might just be trying to get damage in too, of course. We should be getting a Stoneforge Mystic and a Sentinel back next turn, which hopefully will be pretty good. They're pretty far away from escaping Flage as is, but if I'm right about that Seasoned Pyromancer, they can do it next turn. Okay, I love to be wrong. Okay, so we could go Kassandra. Yeah, although Kassandra puts me down 2 low life total, so I think I just have to Steel Cutter, draw a card, I guess. Yeah, I just can't go to 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they can escape the Flage next turn. We need to dodge Arena of Glory, which they might have. Sunbaked Canyon kind of lost us this game if they have it. I haven't really sacked Canyons very often. Might be wrong to be playing them. Kind of anecdotal, of course. Gotta get the Shadowspear. So Arena's not in play yet. Notably, not hexproof from Flage. Flage is multicolor. We might stabilize, or we're kind of stabilized at the moment. So this attack with Ragavan means they want me to block with Paladin, so Paladin can die to Flage. Let's be smart and block with the Stoneforge Mystic instead. How scared of the card Meltdown am I when playing this deck? I mean, that card's incredibly good against us. You can beat it sometimes, you'll lose to it sometimes. You know, it is what it is. So, am I going to go to 1? Would this be deck to consider 1-2 of the Verge in place of Canyons 3-4? I'd play a fetch land over a Verge, almost for sure. Yeah, but we might want to go down on Canyons, I don't know. We've got a lot of life gain, and like we're prone to flood, so like I like the Canyons in theory. They put a Thraben Charm in their graveyard here. It's an interesting draw. So I think I just want to start with Shadowspear and see what card I draw. Obviously, I'm going to play this. So I draw another Sacred Foundry. So maybe I think I'm not, well, okay, so I could go Bauble, make a token, base 2/2 +2 +1. 2, 4, 5. So in order for me to attack with that token through the Flage, I need to play Sentinel. I'm gonna go equip. Equip. But maybe attacking it through the Flage isn't that important. Okay, so now I'm at 7 life, so I've got some points to play with. If I play Sacred Foundry and tap the Sunbaked Canyon, I go to 4, which doesn't die to this Flage. Let me see what they're drawing before I make my next decision. A Thraben Charm. Thraben Charm can't kill whatever the Dragon Blade is equipped to because of the Dragonfire Blade. To me, it doesn't seem like I want to pay 3 life to play any card in my hand, though, so I think I'm just going to go move here. And plan to chump block the Flage, plan for Paladin to die, but then I play Steel Cutter's second Paladin. Maybe I'm double blocking Flage then, but then they Thraben Charm this, and I draw a card. Yeah, I think instead it's just gonna be better to just block the Paladin on the Flage and know that it's just gonna trade. Or live if they don't want to make the attack. I drew the Spear. Now, obviously, that's kind of a dead draw because I have Kassandra, but I can still put the Spear into play from Kassandra, so it's not like that big a deal. Yeah, I think Kassandra's honestly nuts. Okay, so they did make the attack. We could block here. If I block here, they can Thraben Charm their own cat. I could block like this. This seems good. This seems good. And then I can go Kassandra, Spear, draw 2 cards, gain a ton of life. Let's do this. Does this attack mean they drew Wrath? I don't think it means that. It could mean a lot of different things. Alright, so let's just go play Kassandra. What's the reason for fetches or fetches? Less life loss so you can play the canyons is the big thing. But yeah, there's some value with the baubles, of course. So they do have Thraben Charm, so I think... let's just attack with just this. Choose Double Strike. This will gain us 12 life and draw us 2 cards from Kassandra if they don't kill Kassandra first. They do kill Kassandra first, which is fine. Now I've got plenty of life to work with. Kassandra is so good. I can't believe I overlooked it so long, but I'm telling you, this card is a banger. Definitely now with Steel Cutter, Dragonfire Blade, and Mox Opal, of course. Yeah, see, we seem pretty stabilized. Obviously, they got pretty flooded, too. Did we want to move over to Sentinel? We could, but I want to keep the hexproof from monocolored on the Paladin kind of badly. Could have been good to play the other Paladin first and draw a card, but then I don't get the extra monk token. No switching equips. I don't know, it just didn't seem like switching equips accomplished much, but I don't know, maybe I was wrong. So I do want to keep one here so that I can double strike over. I think we've got a easy-ish attack with everything. So if they don't have anything, the Flage dies to first strike and then they die in general. Yeah, they got super flooded there. Let's get a trophy prediction going. It's kind of just unbelievable. Okay, let's keep this hand. Trepanation Blade is for the Belcher matchup. Gonna hold the Dragonfire Blade for now. There's a good chance I'm going to play it next turn, though, so I can crack the Bauble and have Metalcraft on Opal after that. Shout out Ornithopter. I like the Grixis Cutter list. I kind of wish I had played another league with it. Might play one tomorrow. Unearth on the top. Interesting. A lot of developments here. I wonder if this is like the Living End Soul Trader list we saw yesterday. Well, I think I'm pretty clearly just making a construct here. Is this tournament viable or just a wet dream for Hammer players who want to see Hammer's tier 1 again? Yeah, so I think this deck fucking rules. I think it's very good. I'll say this. Every day on stream, I get this question, and is this deck good or is this deck a shitty meme? And the answer is almost always it's somewhere in between. The answer is almost always like that there's some good ideas here that you could maybe adapt and tune and work on yourself. Yeah, it is the Halo Forge Living End deck. Glad my opponent told me about this tech. Like it's almost always the case that there's like it's in between those two. But I do think that I will say, like, despite me getting this question for almost every deck I'll play, I'm actually just gonna say yes, I think Hammer's back. I'm actually just gonna say yes, I think this deck brings Hammer back. Which is, and so like I think that should maybe mean something that I'm saying that, because usually I like to be very nuanced. Yeah, maybe you got to think about it. You got to watch the stream. You got to formulate some opinions yourself. But no, I think yes is just the answer. So this opponent, they showed us this list yesterday. I believe it's the same username. The idea is they do a lot of self-mill, and they're playing Halo Forger to flashback Living In, and they can unearth the Halo Forger. And then they're also playing the Soul Trader combo. I thought the list was really cool. So actually our backup deck is... if I get a Mox Opal here... 3 for the Forge Anew. I guess it's just better too. Let me take a little peeky here. So I want to keep shouting them out, but just give me a second. So if I get a Mox... Oh, no, I should have floated the mana from the Mox Opal. But I could have done 2 more Prowess triggers, which... Right now I'm just doing 2 Prowess triggers. I guess I can still go Springleaf Drum, although... Attacking with this is the same because it soaks up 1 damage. Whereas if I tap this to drum, I do 1 more Prowess trigger. I guess I'm just going to get a Bauble then. But I think I may have missed lethal this turn. I guess I did do their deck tech. Oh, but I was messing around with this idea yesterday. Okay, so if I move... Okay, so I somehow forgot about the Steel Cutter trigger. But if I move this over, this is 12 trample. No, they could have chumped and lived, or whatever that's worth. But maybe they didn't have outs. So I was working on I just took out the Soul Trader combo basically, and I was playing more of a value engine. And so that's tentatively the backup deck today. Well, although I'm really, really excited about this deck, so I don't know if we're going to get to that today. So Sanctifiers are going to be nuts against them. Kind of unbeatable card. Hammer and cast Forge. So I wanted to get the Prowess triggers was the thing. I know I could just get Hammer off the thing, but this also puts Hammer into play, but it does more damage. Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything else besides bring these cards in. I don't think they play a lot of removal, so I think I'm actually going to go down on the Dragonfire Blades and down... Probably cut the Forge Anew from one of these. For a top deck, how much would typically be dollar-wise? This changes a lot. Like you can get some... I guess I honestly don't keep up with prices super well, so I don't want to give you any wrong info, but... The answer, like most things in life, is it depends, unfortunately. Flares are mostly for K Return and Wrath of the Skies. Yeah, maybe Needle for Trader's good. I think I'm going to mulligan this, just if I see a Sanctifier, like, it's so unbeatable. Did not end up finding a Sanctifier. Okay, a little bit punished there. Ergon, thank you for the sub. I'm playing for a trophy, but I'll try to take a little peek at your Esper build after. I'd put the Canyon back. That's an interesting thought. Might have been right. I remember the green splash yesterday. One thing about the Bauble is that, like, it just digs me deeper for Sanctifier and en-Vec too. Just gonna play out the Paladin. It might get comboed. There's a Consign to Memory. This is a card I probably like seeing here. I had the green splash there for Haywire. I might pick your pussy board. Wait, was it you yesterday who sent the list, friend? Oh, it was you. I thought it was this username. I guess what I confused. I remembered this, that it started with an A, the goldfish link. Uh-oh, so laggy. So sideboard, pick your poison, Veil of Summer. This build was really, really cool. They return a Gravecrawler to their hand, but they don't play it this turn. Take a counter down. A lot of great draws here. A lot of great draws here. I guess not as many on the second time I said that, huh? Since you saw Consign, do you run out the Opal? Well, I think I'm really happy if they counter the Opal with Consign. So another Overlord. This time they mill a Haywire Mite or an Ashiok that they can get back. Kind of surprised Ashiok's still in. I guess I have a decent amount of tutors. They do have Consign up that we know about. But you can't consign a Cori-Steel Cutter. Now, I am, admittedly, pretty behind here. And they've got a lot of interaction, so I think I would just like to play out a second Paladin for more card draw, and then hope we don't get comboed, because like we are dead to a Jailer. One thing is, if I cast the Steel Cutter and they're leaving up their Consign with the ability to replicate, they can just deny the card draw. An interesting game for the trophy here. They're in his Gravecrawler, Consigned to Memory, 3 mystery cards. They play another copy of Marionette Apprentice. So it looks safe enough to play the Steel Cutter. If they replicate Consign, they can stop us from drawing 2, but then we draw a card off the Sentinel, and then we still get to resolve the Steel Cutter. I don't think they would ever consign the Opal either, so I'm not going to try to bait that out anyways. We drew with the 31 months. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I guess I could have stacked the triggers a little differently too. Looks like they're just going to keep the Consign up. So do I want to attack? They get to chump and they get to hit me for 2 when they do that. Let me see what they're drawing. Psychic Frog. I think them drawing Frog makes me happy enough getting in for some damage. Also, them having the Frog is kind of nice because if they don't have another blue source, they might tap out for Consign. They might also Haywire Might. I can read it through one. Thanks for the content. Hope the novel writing's going well. Can't read it someday. It's going pretty good. Yeah, I'm kind of hitting my stride. I'm hoping to finish chapter 8 either today or Saturday. So it's coming along. Although I think I may be only 10-ish% done once chapter 8 is done. Could just 2 for 1 here, but again, with it, we knowing they're drawing Frog, it's just kind of likely that they tap out for blue. Their hand is Frog, Consign, Gravecrawler, Mystery card. Rexage. Targeting the Opal. I'm going to go ahead and just... oh, I don't have Metalcraft. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. I don't have Metalcraft. So this is coming online pretty soon. Okay, so I guess we go Steel Cutter, draw 2. Just gonna go ahead and put it on the Sentinel. And I do think I'm just gonna go ahead and go cast Hammer, get my card from the Consign. I think I'll just leave this on the Sentinel too. I'm not attacking, I think. Another Sentinel. It's interesting. Yeah, but I think my life total is just a bit too low to attack with into all this. Weird game. Okay, so their hand is still Gravecrawler, Psychic Frog, and now a mystery card. They mill over the Soul Trader, so if that mystery card is unearthed, we're dead. It is unearthed. We are dead. We go to game 3. It does seem like if we just draw a Sanctifier en-Vec, we can't lose. But I do think we maybe lost this game because we mulliganed too low. Let me bring in the portable holes. I'm going to cut the Dragonfire Blade. We just didn't see any removal spells, so just cut the portable hole. Could go down one more Opal, or Bauble. And let's get in there. A Spike, Energy, Affinity, or Ramp Eldrazi, no Karns. I think playing no Karns and Eldrazi is a big punt, so Affinity it is. Oh yeah, the Needle. Right. I'm gonna use the restroom too. Okay, on to play game 3, trophy match. Mulligan. We have a Sanctifier, but the hand's just so non-functional. You can try this one. Let's put back the second copy of Esper Sentinel, I think. The lead on the drum. Not the best hand, but definitely good. Good enough to keep. A little bit scared of Consign just keeping me off Metalcraft. Thankfully, no pick your poison here. The middle of a Marionette Apprentice and a Gravecrawler. So I need to go Needle, Warren, Soul Trader. Play a Mox Opal, play an Esper Sentinel, play a Sigarda's Aid. I really want to get Soul Guide Lantern Suit so I don't get Living Ended, but we'll just see what happens this turn before we make a decision. I think it is based on your list, friend, because like they're main decking Ashiok's. Like, how could it not be your list? they definitely made a couple changes. Yeah, I might just go big Construct. I might go Soul Guide Lantern, Stoneforge Mystic Hammer. I might also just go Hammer Shadowspear and get in next turn. So it just kind of depends on what they do this turn and what I draw. We have a lot of options. Okay, so we get to draw a card here. Now what's pretty good about this line for them is that I can't make a Construct. They kept a 1-lander. Well, can't complain about that. Also kind of nice that I just get to Lantern. I guess I could go Shadowspear. I could go Shadow. This is just so much safer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Cori-Steel Cutter so I can play around more removal spells. If they Thoughtseize, I can also flash it in instant speed end of turn, but I want to be able to go Steel Cutter Hammer next turn. Interesting. Oh. Stoneforge has an activated ability. So we get in for 12. Next turn, they're probably just going to be killing the hammer with the Haywire Might, which is kind of okay. I'm probably sacking my Lantern into turn at this point, just needing to like draw cards to trigger Steel Cutter and kill them. This is quite the 1-lander they kept. Thank you, Z-Drew, with the Twitch Prime. Oh, sorry, I closed that Esper list. What do you think about this Esper build? Yeah, sorry, Argon. I'm in the trophy match. I see it again. I'll give you some thoughts in a second. I think we should play Boots. It has come up. It has come up. We also have 4 Steel Cutters giving us haste options. So I'm less. Oh, sorry. I should have sacked the Lantern. Sorry about that. We also have 4. Wow, best draws. 4 Steel Cutters giving haste. So what would you cut to include Boots if you think it's correct to include? I guess I should have Portable Hold first to move the token. I mean, we don't really lose anything. Okay, trophy. I thank you, chat, for letting me cook here. Do I want to make any change? I definitely want to play another league. I know we haven't drawn Kassandra that much, but I think Kassandra has been great. I think the rest of the deck has been great. I think Dragonfire Blade has been great. I think this archetype is just very good. Lost Jite, Kiora, Nightmare, Mirex, a lot of classic cards. Chatterfang, Goose. Consign. Consign's actually worth a lot. All right, let's run it back. I'll take a look at this Esper list real quick. Ooh, Olay.